3.2, which is on solving story problems. And then there's a short assignment on 3.2 as well. So that is the plan for today. I forget that I have to present my entire screen so that I can draw. Okay. I got a new little like drawing tablet thing that I can write on, and then it writes on the screen. But unless I'm in full screen mode, it won't show you what I write. It's just kind of weird like that. But here we go. So work keys, level 3, lesson 2. So 4 steps to problem solving. The first one is to define the problem. The second one is to decide on a plan. Third one is to carry out the plan. And the fourth step is to examine the outcome. So number 1, define the problem. What am I being asked to find? What information have I been given? Is there other information that I need to know or need to find out? Will a sketch help? Can I restate the problem in my own words? And are there any keywords? So for defining the problem, it's looking at the question and then making it make sense to you. So maybe there's some words in there that you just don't quite, you need to flip around to make more sense, or if you can restate it in your own words so you understand better. The second step is to decide on a plan. So what operations do I need to perform and in what order? So do you need to just do addition because the story says increase or combine, or do you need to do division and multiplication, and in what order? Does it make more sense to divide first or multiply first? So those are just some examples. And then on which numbers do I need to perform these operations? So sometimes the story problem will give you 5 numbers, but you only need 2 of them to solve the problem. So on which numbers do I need to perform these operations? That's what that means. Number 3, carry out the plan, or I like to just call it do the math. So step 3 is to actually perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. And then step 4, examine the outcome. So is this a reasonable outcome? Does the outcome make sense? Does the outcome fall outside any limits in the problem? Is it too large or too small? So if you're doing an equation on driving miles per hour and you're trying to figure out how many miles per hour you went, but you get 400, is that possible? Or is it reasonable? No, because a typical car cannot go faster than 400 miles an hour. Also, if you got like a negative number, cars can't go negative speed. So that's what it means by, is it a reasonable outcome? Does it make sense? So now I'm going to do a couple examples. So in an average year, the Smith Company sells 123,000 washers and 95,000 dryers. What is the total number of appliances sold in an average year? So step 1, define the problem. So first I'm going to look for the question, which is the last sentence, the part with the question mark in it. And it says, what is the total number of appliances sold in an average year? So now I need to figure out, what is it asking me? What is the total number of appliances? So I see the word total, and I know that I need to do addition. So I come here and I'm looking at this part right here, the total. That word in the story problem means I need to do addition, because whenever I see the word total, I think addition, because if I look on my keywords sheet, it's in the addition column. Okay. Next, decide on a plan. So what am I going to do? I'm going to add together the 2 numbers in the story problem. Step 3, do the math. So I add those 2 numbers together and I get 218,000 washers and dryers. And step 4, examine the outcome. Does the answer make sense? Well, I know that the answer needs to be bigger than 123,000 because I added, and it is bigger than 123,000. But say my question wanted me to subtract, then if my answer was bigger, I know I did something wrong. Does that kind of make sense? Okay, moving on to the next question. Last week, Carrie worked 8 hours more than her usual 35 hours. What was the total number of hours she worked? So my first step is to define the problem. So the question asks, what was the total number of hours she worked? So I see the word total again, and I know that I'm going to use addition because anytime I see the word total, I think addition. Decide on a plan. So I'm going to add together 8 and 35. I know I need both pieces of information here. So addition, I'm going to add those two together. Carry out the plan. 35 plus 8 gives me 43. Next, examine the outcome. Is this a reasonable answer? Yes, because once again, it should be bigger than 35 because I'm adding. And 43 is also a reasonable answer because that is the amount that someone could work in a week. If you got 300 or 200, that's not possible for someone to work 200 hours in a week. So that's what it means by is it reasonable? So I'm doing all these different steps to show you guys my thought process for solving story problems. You do not have to do all this when you're solving. I just need the number answer from you. I'm just showing you how to think about it so that you can solve them better. All right, next one. You work at a bookstore. A shipment of 82 boxes of paperbacks has just arrived. Each box holds 40 books. How many books were in the shipment? So first, I need to figure out how I'm going to solve this problem. I see the keyword how many, and I know to me that means I'm either going to use addition or multiplication because it falls under both of those lists for keywords. How many can mean addition or it can mean multiplication. So I have to decide, am I going to use addition or multiplication? So knowing that I have 82 boxes of paperbacks that each hold 40 books. So I'm going to draw a sketch for this one to help it make more sense if I'm going to decide to use multiplication or addition. So I have 40 books per box. And so I have 82 of these boxes. I'm not going to draw 82, but that's just an example. And then inside each box, there's 40 books. And this is box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4. This is box 82. So what is going to make more sense for me here? Addition or multiplication? Type in the chat which operation you think I should use. Dominic said multiplication, and yes, that is correct. And Sebastian said that as well. Good job. So I know that I'm going to need to multiply because I can't add 40 82 times. That would take forever. But since I'm going to be adding repeatedly, I can multiply these two numbers to get my answer faster. So you can draw a sketch. I can multiply 40 by 82. Then I'm going to carry out the plan, which means to multiply. I get 3,280. Does that make sense? Yes, because I'm multiplying two-digit numbers. End up with a 4-digit answer, and 3,000 makes sense. So that is that example. Okay. Last example. A woman earns $135 a week. What are her total earnings for 14 weeks? So define the problem. I'm asked to find her total earnings. And I see the keyword total. So I think I'm going to use addition. But actually, I am going to use multiplication for this because I'm adding multiple amounts. So I'm adding 135 14 times. So I could add it multiple times and get the same answer, or I could multiply it to do the math quicker. So I'm going to choose to multiply. So I'm going to add 135 or multiply 135 by 14, and I get an answer of 18,900 or 1,890. Examine the outcome. Does this make sense? Yes, that makes sense to me because I am multiplying two numbers together and it should be pretty big. And so I know that that is a reasonable answer. All right, now we have homework assignment 3.2 that is due Monday, next Monday. So let me go into the Google Classroom and assign it. Okay, so it is due next Monday. I'll do a couple problems with you today to get you started, and then the rest of the time in class is yours.